Hey, Jeffrey. Hi, Dee Dee. No, 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 no. Give me 1 second while I get caught up.
Busy family.
Whoa, shut up. Good heavens. My God. Okay. Jesse Vargas. I was at Disneyland last night and got lucky to see Paint the Night. Yeah, that was a pretty cool experience, man. I am so happy that Paint is back. We're going to get into why in a minute here. I'm going to let some people show up. But first, I want to say thank you to Ghost26 for the $10 gift. Hi, David. I'm planning on upgrading my Enchant Key to Inspire Key on Tuesday in person. Do you think they will still be available when I get there around? Yeah. It'll take a couple days for them to sell out. Typically, at least that's been the historical pattern, is that a day or two is pretty typical of late. For the past couple of years, that's what it's been, about a day or two. Watching any hockey just from a distance, Stu. I just watch the score to see who's winning. I don't watch the games, but I'm just rooting for any Canadian team. For whatever reason, I have this thing where I want to root for. Hey, Drew, how's it going? I want to root for the old hockey teams, because back when I used to actually watch hockey and collect hockey cards and all that stuff, so I'm not interested in rooting for the Carolina Hurricanes. You know what I mean? I will root for the Washington Capitals. I'm going to root for the Toronto Maple Leafs, the Edmonton Oilers. Who was the other? Winnipeg Jets. Gosh, if Winnipeg could get in, that would be awesome, because they go way back. But yeah, I don't like, not even the Dallas Stars. I can't even root for the Dallas Stars, because I would rather root for the Minnesota North Stars. Now they're just the Dallas Stars. Forget it. It ruined Vegas. I'm not rooting for the Vegas Knights either. I'm only going to root for teams that existed prior to 1980. Did the Capitals just lose? That's too bad. They had a pretty good team this year, from what I understand. Miguel Robles, Paint the Night is awesome, and it's a people eater, so lines should be shorter too. So you can do either. So that's one of the things. The Knights, are the Knights out? Drew, you're a hockey guy? All right. The thing that I want to talk about Paint the Night, and this is an experience that I had last night, and it's one that it brought me back to the 60th. We just finished editing that video, and I'll have our experience from last night up tomorrow morning. But at the end of the night, so it's like a vloggy vlog, but by the end of the night, I am just losing my mind with joy. Thank you to Ren for the $2. So you can only buy season passes in person. No, you can buy them. You can buy them online. Matter of fact, I'm not even sure if you can buy them in person at all. But yeah, just go to the website. There's a place on. There's a Magic Key website. People reflect back on the 60th as being a very magical time. I was just talking to Adam Wu today, and he remembers 2015 as the best Disney year ever, and I kind of agree. 2015 was the pinnacle of Disneyland for a lot of people, and I would probably agree with that. Hold on a second, guys. And what I experienced last night was something close to that. Oops. 8:45, Paint the Night goes off. Thank you to Nate for the $2 gift. Raylan Linger is in the park. Let me see if my bat phone is working. see. No, I gotta charge that up. Give me a minute and then we'll take care of Ray Lynn. I gotta charge up my phone. Yeah, Drew kind of reiterates that last night felt like a return to form and a sense of normalcy. And what that sense of normalcy is hysteria and mania and just so stoked to be there. Okay, so go back to this. During the 60th, one of the things I remember most was just constant. Once the sun went down, it was amazing. You had two fantastic shows, two Paint the Nights, and the fireworks. We were 8:45. I pick up the show. I pick up Paint the Night at Small World. I follow it down at the end of the show. I follow Paint the Night all the way down to Main Street, and by the time I'm done chasing Paint the Night to the end of Main Street, I turn around and Wondrous is going. So there was no break. And then so Wondrous is going at 9:30, and then as soon as Wondrous is done, by Friday, they're going to be kicking off Paint the Night again. Wondrous will go until about 10 o'clock, right, or just shy of 10, and then Paint the Night goes again. It goes back up the street, and it's that feeling of, or you could go to Phantasmic, right, and it's that feeling of just being wrapped in happiness and excitement and intense feelings of, this is very cool, this is very exciting, and what are we going to do? You know, everybody's planning, or do we run over to World of Color and catch Happiness, which by the way I'm hearing is not great, but but that's the close. Last night was the closest I felt to 2015 since, well, in a long time. It's a long time, and to think that that's going to happen for most of the next year is pretty cool. Let me see here. I want to say thank you to the Millers on Main Street for the $5 gift. Could not be happier for Paint the Night to be back. It's hard to explain why we love paint so much, but we share your enthusiasm. Can't wait to see it in person. I don't know if people really understand how much people love Paint the Night. Now, this is where I've had arguments with friends, and they're like, oh, the 70th, they couldn't come up with something new. And I'm like, I don't want, if they're going to give me paint, I'll just take that for the rest of my life. I don't need any new shows if they're going to give me Paint the Night, because they can't do better. And it felt so good. Watch, that show is so good. Why wouldn't you want paint? Why wouldn't you want it? Yeah, we're probably going to get new stuff in 5 years, but if they don't, if paint just stay, that's fine. I don't want a new show. I don't need a new show. I want Paint the Night. Thank you to Izzy for the $2 gift. I don't think the people who aren't there yet on paint, because I've seen people in the comments, they hadn't even seen the show. That's how new today's audience can be at times. People are like, they have no idea what paint is or how good it is, and they won't even. I'm not even sure if they're gonna until they see it in person. You can watch it in a video and see that it's good, but can you really experience, have you really felt what it's like to see Paint the Night in person? It's just incredible. Mel, the last time I saw Paint the Night, I was 5. Now I'm going back next week with my best friend, and we'll be, dude, that's so cool. That's so cool. The excitement, energy was high. People, I know people who waited 12 hours. No, not 12. It was 6. I waited 3.5, 4 hours to make sure I got a seat that I was good with. I wound up seeing it at Small World. I know people who waited about 6 hours on Main Street, trying to get that Main Street spot. And people, it's going to change everything. And what I mean by that, and what I mean in the title, is that it's going to change how people feel about wanting to go to Disneyland. Disneyland has now become a place like, I need to get to Disneyland so that I can see Paint the Night. Paint the Night changes people. It changes you. It changes your attitude about whether or not you want to go to Disneyland. And I just can't. I'm really grateful that we're going to get this for the next year or so, with breaks probably for I've been asking, are they going to break paint for Halloween and Christmas? And my answer is probably. I can't see that them not. I can't see that they don't do that, because you still have to have your Christmas parade, and you still have to have. Well, no, I take that back. There is no Halloween parade. Halloween is over at DCA, so they'll probably keep paint for Halloween, but they'll probably break for Christmas. Nate, get the $2. Thank you. No rush. Amanda has 3 in the party. Pineapple beignets. Let's see. We're at 3%. Give me a minute. Dee Dee Williamson, get the $10. Thank you. 2 questions, David. What time are the projections on Small World? It was 8:35. 8:35. We saw them last night. It's actually pretty good. The Tapestry of Happiness at Small World is one of the better projection shows I've seen at Small World ever. It's actually quite good. And I didn't even have a primo spot. I watched it from where I was posted for paint. So 8:35. And what time is the virtual queue for World of Color? Well, I haven't checked it in a while. I haven't done virtual queue in a while, so I'm not positive. I'll have to look into that. But I'm sure it's the same. 8 a.m. Rope drop. 3 performances of Tapestry of Happiness tomorrow. That's great. Okay, we just had the one. I'm going to say 8 a.m. and noon, just like they used to do. And then is the virtual queue once a day, or there you go, twice? Yeah, once or twice a day. I think it's the same. I think it's the same. Battleborn HD, get the $5. Thank you. This is a riddle from Olivia Leone, 11 years old. We see it once in a year, twice in a week, and never in a day. It's the letter E is my guess. The letter E. Casey Dopp gifted $50. Thank you very much. Very kind of you. Very generous. Thanks for the tips going on Mother's Day weekend. I asked last live. Made rope drop early and stacked lightning lanes. Good job. Rode a majority of the e-tickets in both parks. Great. The wife loved her Mother's Day trip. Cheers to you, Dave, and cheers to you. That's what I'm saying, Casey. Thank you very much. Izzy, get the $2. Thank you. Your videos bring me so much joy. Thank you. Well, you know what? You guys saying that kind of thing makes me happy. Okay, so Karen George says only at noon. So there is just the one distribution, according to Karen, at noon. They're not doing the 8 a.m. distribution. That's interesting. That changes the strategy a bit. Oh, no, it doesn't. They're still doing 2 shows, right? Are they still doing 2 shows? Yeah, I think so. Okay, so if they're doing 2 shows, then if you don't get a lightning, if you don't get a virtual queue for World of Color, just show up for the second show. Lots of people drop out. I mentioned this in our last State of DCA report. Most people, or I should say a lot of people, they only want the first show, and that's it. So if they get the second show, they're booked, but they don't delete it, they don't cancel it, they just do a no-show. So you're gonna have a lot of open seats for that second show. Okay, and Keelan La Chica, get the $10. Thank you very much. My 4-year-old nephew's favorite Disneyland video to watch on YouTube is the Paint the Night Parade. We're taking him for his first time next month, and was so excited that it's back for the 70th. Palos Adventures asked, what's your thoughts on World of Color Happiness? I haven't seen it yet. I chose not to try, and we may or may not try tomorrow. I'm not sure. But I haven't heard good things, which is reducing my vigor for wanting to catch it, early. I may take my time on that. I'm going to be doing a hosted thing with Getaway Today in June, where we're going to see it. We're going to have reserved seats and everything. So I may just wait for that. I think. Andy Moray, get the $2. Thank you. You have Venmo. Want to send money without YT taking? I understand. Yes, I don't have Venmo. I have PayPal. That's freshbakedisney at freshbakedisney@gmail.com, and they don't take a cut. I think it's like 1%, maybe, if that. But you could try that, freshbakedisney@gmail.com for a Patreon. But thank you for thinking of us. I appreciate that. They do take their cut. YouTube does. Disneyland fan 1984, you get the $20. Thank you. Enjoy another shrimp ceviche. I'm gonna eat all the food, you guys. It won't take long. I'm gonna eat all the food. Davison, the current Winnipeg Jets were originally the Atlanta Thrashers. Oh, that's right. That's right. And the Atlanta Thrashers were originally the Calgary Flames. So I'll accept that. I accept because the Atlanta Thrashers were the Calgary Flames. That still works for me. Right? Am I right? I am right, right? Okay, good. All right. Okay. Um, Let me see. Wait, so I'm not right. Are the Calgary Flames still a Calgary Flames? Are they still the same team? They haven't moved? No, the Atlanta Flames became the No, that's backwards. What? Now I'm confused. I'm getting conflicting information. Jim Germain, Dave, is the plan to demo the current Earl of Sandwich yes. They're going to demo the current Earl of Sandwich and then build Portos there. The Calgary Flames are still in Calgary. Okay, so, well, you know what? It's like rooting for the Cleveland Browns. I think I'm still good with that. I think I'm still okay. That's a win for me. Winnipeg Jets, because they're back in Winnipeg. They're a Canadian team, okay? They're a Canadian team, and I'm good with that. Dee Williamson, get the $2. Thank you. Epic with Liz next week. Yes, we haven't said that officially, although Liz said something in her stories today. But yeah, Liz is joining me for our next 4-day trip to Florida next week. So did Utah settle on the Mammoths? I like the Utah Hockey Club. How come they didn't go with the Utah Hockey Club? Angelica Obradovich, we need a Canadian team to win something for a change. It's exactly my point, is that the NHL needs a win for Canada. I just feel like, for some reason, I feel like that's necessary. Okay. Phil, was Paint the Night as good as you remembered? But yeah, it was great. I mean, I know there are changes, and somebody asked about the end song. I'm fine with the end music. I was a little troubled because the beginning of it was different. It was a little bit of a different start, and I was looking for that rush that you feel when you hear that first note, and it didn't happen. But the beginning changed a little bit, but it's still great. It's still amazing. Okay, so let's see. Go there. Edmonton Oilers are going on to the next round. I'm good with that. Yeah. SW8890, get the $10. Thank you. We're rope jumping on a Tuesday, and assuming Matterhorn is still down, which it will be, and with early entry, we're staying in Hollywood, not applicable. Oh, what would be the best 8 to 10? Okay, so Tuesday is a Disneyland early entry. Is that what we're saying? I don't know off the top of my head if that's the case or not. That doesn't change my strategy. I would go Space Mountain first, but normally I would do Matterhorn second. So I would say maybe Runaway Railway or Roger Rabbit or both, and then go from there to perhaps Rise from there, or Indiana Jones. Will you see Adam the Woo tomorrow? I'm going to see Adam on Friday, yes, tomorrow, and I'm also going to see him for a bit in Florida. He'll be back in Florida same time we're there, and I'm also going to see the rest of the gang in Florida as well. Okay, so we want beignets for 3 people, right? How long will Matterhorn be down? I'm guessing right now a couple of months. That's my guess. We don't know for sure yet. Let's see. Okay, Frontierland. I don't think it's going to be fall, actually. I don't. Okay, let's see. There we go. we ready? Is she ready to receive her order? Pineapple beignets for Amanda. Okay, so it's going to be 7:55 is the return time. And we'll get you a 6-pack. Oops, yeah, pineapple, okay. Okay, there we go. Oh wait, did you want the strawberry dipping sauce? That's also on the menu. Raylyn, would you like the strawberry dipping sauce? Dee Dee, are the projections on Smallwood more than once a night? Per Drew, he said there's going to be 3 shows tomorrow, so I'm assuming it's going to be that way for a little while. Will LeBron go back to Cleveland? No, he will not. All we need is the Mickey's Magical Map and Aladdin show, and we're back to Wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be something, right? Okay, let me go back. Let me see here. I forgot to... Can I go back this way? Add more items. There we go. I'm going to add that strawberry dipping sauce. Okay. Okay, order's been placed. It's going to be it'll be at 7:55. That's your pickup time. 7:55, and your order number is 3173. 3173. Are you getting 60th vibes? Yes, that's for those wondering if you're joining late, the title is suggestive of the fact that I am getting 60th vibes. I don't think we're going to get all the way there. I don't think, but it's at least I'm feeling that kind of excitement. You can't. I don't think it's possible to reach the levels that we reached at the 60th, because we were getting a brand new paint show, which we had never seen before. We were getting the new World of Color show, which we had never seen before. We're doing the all-nighter, and I think there was something else that I can't remember that was happening at that time. So there was a lot of really new stuff going on for that 60th. We're not getting that, so that's why we're not getting the same sort of hype. But we've got quite a day set up for tomorrow to try to enjoy all the smaller things that you can do for the 70th anniversary. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. The fireworks show is new too, right? Was the fireworks show new? I think it was. But that doesn't matter, really. For me, it's all about Paint the Night. And I like I said, I've had arguments with people about how they wanted something new, and I'm like, no, man, you just don't understand how good Paint the Night is. It'll change your life. It'll change how you feel inside. It makes you want to be it makes you want to be a better person watching that show. It makes me want to be kind. That's how I feel when I watch Paint the Night. It makes me want to be kind. And I don't know if anybody else is, feeling that as well, but that's kind of the way I feel. It just makes me love people. It makes me love humanity, and it makes me love, that's how I feel. I feel happiness and kindness. Have you seen World of Color? Not the new one. Obviously, I've seen the original and all the other ones before that, but I have not seen the new one, no. Like, I feel like this whole world, the entire world would be better as a human condition if we all just watched Paint the Night every now and then. Nate, get $2, thank you. It says hit the like button. Dale, you should be a fan of the Carolina Hurricanes as they were originally Hartford Whalers, but no, that's not how it works. If they go back to Hartford, or if another team goes back to Hartford, I'll be a fan of that team. You've sort of, I don't like that exodus of all those Canadian teams to America. If Americans want teams, then wait for expansion. But all these guys moving, it was just a money move. And I get that. I mean, I don't understand why Canadians have a hard time making money on their hockey teams. Can anybody, explain that for me? Like, I literally don't understand. Do people not go to hockey games in Canada, or is that not? I mean, I feel like Canada and hockey are like baseball in America, right? Um, so how come all these teams weren't making money? These Canadian teams. Nate, get the $2. Thank you. He says hit the like button. Great advice. Dee Dee, get the $5. Thank you. I'm loving the variety of the merch for the celebration. I love the colors. Yeah, it's growing on me. There's some stuff that I love, and it's growing on me. Angelica Obradovich, I like your hockey opinions. I'm not even a hockey fan, really, but I like tradition. I like history. I like things to be the way they are, and I don't like all this. I don't like free agency. I don't like teams moving. I don't like people or players moving. I don't know. Well, they can't afford to go here either, Kim. It's not. Things are expensive in the United States too. So but it's the TV contracts, yeah. But were they not making money? I understand that they're making more here in the U.S. with the TV contracts, but is that all it is? They just wanted to make more. Were they not profitable in Canada? What are the Star Wars books on the top shelf behind you? It's the new stuff. These two are High Republic. These two are High Republic, and these are art books. One is Star Wars storyboards, and the one below that is the artwork of all the Star Wars propaganda art. Noodler, things were bad for players before free. No, I know. I'm sure the hockey players didn't make a bunch of money. And these are just my selfish opinions. I mean, I want everybody to get the bag for sure. I want everybody to be successful and make money. But just for my own pure selfish reasons, I like history, and I like nostalgia, and I like things to be the way they were. And I don't like teams moving to another country just to make more money. And I know that gets passed down to the players, and I totally get that. It just speaks to sort of it goes against the spirit of the game, and that would apply to any sport really. Like I'm not a fan of LIV, the golf tour. I'm a big golf fan, and I used to love a lot of the players that moved to LIV, but I don't anymore. They are now on my no-fly list, or whatever you want to call it. They're on the people I don't like list. Now, anybody who moved to LIV, I am not a fan of any golfer who moved to LIV because they did it just for money. Palace Adventures, have you seen Andor Season 2? We have not yet watched it. I've got a very limited amount of time to watch TV, and we've been catching up on other stuff. We were watching Reacher. I got Liz. I don't watch a lot of Disney stuff. I like to watch and do things that are not Disney in my spare time because I get enough Disney. So sometimes it takes me a while to catch up on Disney stuff. So we've been watching 3 seasons worth of Reacher, Liz and I. We finally finished it, and because I'm a big Reacher fan, I've read a bunch of the books, and I love Reacher, and he's like one of my favorite fictional characters. But yeah, we'll catch up on Andor soon. Miguel Robles, I thought LIV and PGA were merging. I think there was talk. I don't know if it's going to be a merge or not, but yeah, there's talk. But it doesn't matter. I still am not a fan of any of those golfers. I was a big Bryson DeChambeau fan. And now he's no. I was so happy when Rory McIlroy beat him into the Masters. I was so happy for Rory for that. Brianna Ball is gifted $5. Thank you. I'm late joining, but do you have a recommendation on where to stand to watch paint tonight and how early to be in the spot? Well, that I don't know yet about how early, because it hasn't come back yet. So I'm not really sure what the demand is yet, but I would say that the general thinking is you have more time. You can show up later the further you are away from where the parade starts. So if the parade's starting in Small World, it'll take a while. Those are the spots that'll fill up first, the Small World spots, and it kind of takes a while to reach. But there's all kinds of stuff. You can watch paint from just about anywhere, as long as you don't mind, watching over a couple different shoulders. But I mean, if you want a really good spot, you should be there at least an hour or maybe even two early. They had signs up actually. You can't put anything down. No spot saving for at least 2 hours before. Is that my daughter coming in? Hi, Pumpkin. What's up? What's up, my little mermaid? Are you Ariel? Mm-hmm. Who you got?
My friends.
Yeah, your unicorn and your Pegasus? Does he have a name, this one?
She name's Rainbow, she name's White Speckle.
I just love that. Okay, all right.
Alright, say goodnight, baby.
Ah!
Okay,
Good
say
idea.
goodnight.
Ah, give me a kiss,
Sophie, say goodnight.
Good night.
I love you.
Say love you.
Okay, Mary Cordry, please remind me, when is it that the parade starts at Small World? The first parade starts at Small World at 8:45. Kringle King, Fresh Bake, could someone approach you at Disneyland for a picture? Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. I take 100 pictures a day. Dee Dee, do you remember the days of the picnic blankets on the river? Yes. Boy, you talk about the blanket brigade. You think it's bad on Main Street, which it is. People will save a spot with a pair of shoes. They'll put a pair of shoes or a purse, or whatever, and they'll save that. They save a spot that way. But you couldn't walk. You couldn't walk on the riverside of that split in New Orleans Square because there was blankets everywhere. So that's part of the reason why they started doing the dining packages, just so that they could keep people from saving those spots hours in advance. It was awful. Nate, get the $2. Did you watch the new Superman trailer yet? Is there a new one? Like a new one that just came out? Because if so, I have not seen that, no. Jim Germain, Dave, what are your thoughts on NFL playing a handful of games outside the USA? That doesn't bother me at all. No problem. Grow the sport. Don't save a spot with a stroller, especially if there's the children in it. But yeah. But those were the days, man. It was an interesting time back then, wasn't it, man? Quite a ruckus. Sorry, eyes itch. Did everything die? What happened? Did we lose a connection? Oh, there we go. Sir Malmston, the Disney Abu Dhabi news really came and went. It's fascinating. That is social media for you. There's a story, a day's worth of outrage, and then everybody just moves on to the next thing to be outraged about. It's one thing that I find fascinating in how the world has changed is the immediacy and the short life of outrage, and so that everything, we just become numb. We're just numb to everything, and everything just gets passed by. There it goes, and no story, even big stories, just go away. They just go away because there's something else to be outraged about the next day. Bill Henderson, get the $10. Thank you. Okay, pictures are fine, but are you willing to sign a kid's Disney? I've signed many autographs, absolutely. My 8 and 11-year-old have been hunting your signature the last few times we came down. Yeah, of course. That's really neat, actually. Jamie Weber, give the $5. Thank you. What do you think of the 70th interactive key? I think it looks cool. I know it's obnoxious and huge, but I think it's actually kind of cool, and I kind of want one. I kind of want to do it. Carlos Gomez, can you describe the ruckus? I got you. Kelly Powell, hey David, I'm trying to figure out whether we should go to Disneyland on Sunday. We are in Vegas now, but headed to Laughlin tomorrow for a couple of days. Thinking of heading to Anaheim on Sunday. I mean, why not? It's never a bad idea to go to Disneyland. You can get a reservation though. I don't, are reservations available? I haven't looked. Kimberly B, can you imagine the lines to put the key in the keyholes? I actually don't think it'll be that bad. It reminds me of that Haunted Mansion thing. But what I'm worried about is because people just can't be trusted. You know what I mean? They're gonna be too rough with it. They're gonna break it. They're gonna put stuff in the key slot. Kids are gonna put their Pokemon or something in there. I don't even know what the hell I'm talking about. But kids putting toys in there or something, like that's what I'm worried about. Shannon Marie, get the $5. Thank you. Tomorrow will be crazy. I can't get there until 3. Where should I park arriving this late? Better to Uber. Well, I mean, Uber's great depending on how far away you are. I don't mind Ubering as an alternative. Where to park? By 3 p.m., I figure the structure should be pretty, you shouldn't have to wait a long time. There will be more spots available, probably at the Toy Story lot. Whether or not it's going to be quicker, it's going to be about the same, I would think. Kelly Powell, would it be smart to buy Lightning Lane? Tomorrow, probably, but only if you are able to start early. If you get to the park at noon or 1 p.m., it may be too late. All the wait times, the return times will already be pushed so far back that you're not going to get any value out of it. You'll get 2 or 3 rides, maybe 4. I mean, that's still not bad, I guess, but if you can get there early, then I'd say, yeah, probably. Shannon Marie, get the $5. Oh, wait, I already did that one. SW8890, get the $5. Thank you. One more question. When would be the optimal time to hop to DCA if we want to ride Incredicoaster a few times and we're single passing RS? Do you mean single riding Radiator Springs? Well, DCA, just like any park, it gets less busy at the end of the night, though Incredicoaster is an exception. It actually gets pretty busy at night because people are trying to ride it while World of Color is going. But it's a pretty quick moving queue. So if you want a single ride Radiator Springs Racers and go twice on Incredicoaster, the park closes at 10. I would say get there by 8, I think. Yeah. Jason Eatman, get the $20. Thank you. Do you think the Walt Disney Great Moments with Lincoln will get plussed by adding 3D glasses for Two Brothers film? Do you, wait, I'm not sure what you're asking, Jason. I'm not sure what you're asking. I don't, what 3D, there's no 3D in that show, is there? Okay, 8890. I mean, using the single pass Lightning Lane. Oh, I see. Oh, well then, that's only, yeah, that'll take you 20 minutes, 30 minutes tops, probably 20. And then I figure 30 minutes per ride on Incredicoaster. So that makes 80 minutes total. 80 minutes total. I'm still not sure. You mean, oh, the Sherman Brothers film. Yeah, I feel like we've lost something. That sounds like voice to text. I think we got some voice to text there perhaps, and I'm not sure how to interpret that question. 3D makes, okay. See, Jason, I think Jason is having some fun with us now because he knows that I don't like 3D, and I agree that 3D makes everything worse. And it certainly wouldn't make an attraction that goes in the Main Street Opera House better, that's for sure. Any opinions on the new Elio trailers? I mean, it's an original film. That's what people keep asking for. Everybody says they're like, Elio, but I'm like, but you said you're sick of sequels and you want Disney to come up with something original. Well, there you go. There's something original. Wish was original. Nobody went to see that either. You know, that's what I mean. It's like just people just want to be upset. I think that Elia looks like. You guys hearing that? That's my daughter in the bath. I'm gonna close that door. I think Elia looks like many other Disney films. Wish wasn't that good. You know, I have to admit I haven't seen it because I heard people say they didn't care for it, and you know, so I mean, I probably should see it, but I still have yet to see it. Jason, oh, Two Brothers. That's what I thought you meant. Actually, that's what I thought you meant. No, you're right. It's two brothers. Yeah, one wore blue and one wore gray. One came home and the other one didn't. No, they're not going to do that bit. I don't think we're going to see the Lincoln show for a while, probably for a year. I'm waiting for Tron Ares, says Sean from Phoenix. You know, Sean, I subjected my wife to Tron and Tron Legacy. That's the other thing we were watching. Instead of watching Andor, we caught up. I made her watch Tron and Tron Legacy. And long story short, her reaction was basically WTF. Like, she's like, what in the world am I looking at? Especially, Tron makes no sense, you guys. The original Tron movie, when you try to explain it, makes no sense. Actually, watching it makes no sense. You know, you're like, I'm not even sure what is it that they think computers are. Like, trying to personify a computer is kind of a ridiculous proposition. Yeah, it's definitely dated, but I just enjoy it for the campiness of it. Tron Legacy was a real tryhard. They really were earnest in that. But what I couldn't figure out, if we may, Tron Legacy, they show up at what's his name's place, Jeff Bridges. God, I can't remember his. Oh, Flynn. They show up at Flynn's place, and they're having green beans. They're having dinner and reading books. Where do green beans and pig? They're eating a roasted pig and green beans. What part of my computer has green beans and pig in it? Like, how does that work? How does that work? Yeah, no, the Daft Punk is awesome. I agree. Tana, I thought I saw you post Paint the Night is back on Instagram, but it hasn't started. No, it officially doesn't start until Friday, but they did a special preview last night. Schnoogan, only the top spec computers have green beans. So I have the wrong computer. I need a different computer in order to get green beans and roasted pig. Okay. I just don't, what are we doing here? It's like, I'm like, what are we doing here? And you know, the thing is that there isn't really a single moment from Flynn Jr. like being like, there was no WTF moment from him. He accepts it completely. Because I mean, I guess, you know, his dad said, hey, the grid is real, etc. But still, like, how could he not be blown away? Like, we watched Harry Potter for 8 years. For 8 movies, Harry Potter's like, whoa, magic, I can't, what am I looking at? This is so, I can't believe what I'm seeing. How did you die diagonally? You know, and like, he was dumbfounded by the magic experience for 15 years. You know, like, he never caught on. I always say that Harry Potter's like the worst magician, or I mean, worst wizard or whatever ever. It's the opposite of that in Tron. They're like, oh, we're in a computer eating roast pig and green beans? No problem. I'm good. Michael Sullivan, I love when the chat goes psychedelic. This is because I've got a wide, I'm not just Disney. You know what I mean? I'm not just Disney. I can pay attention to a lot of different things. I'm multicultural. What is the black counter going up? That's super chats. We're trying to hit a goal of 50 super chats by the end of this live stream. And it also means we've got a ways to go. You guys will not get a crisp high five if we can't get to 50 super chats. The cards on the board behind me is a storyboard that I was setting up for our State of Disneyland report, which I haven't been able to update for a little while because I've been so incredibly busy. So it looks probably like it did last week. But I use that sometimes as a place to like get my thoughts straightened out if I'm working on a video. You know, to like organize how I want things to show up in the video. Green beans and pig from a replicator. Okay, so but Star Trek, the replicator in Star Trek exists in reality. Like I can see that. If you told me that there's a replicator downstairs in my living room and we can make green beans that way, like a 3D printer, I'd be like, okay, that's because that's real. But they're in my computer. So how does that? It's different. It's not the same thing. There's no equivalent there. Jason gifted $1 for no good reason. Thanks, Jason. Mr. Robin Nass gifted $10. Thank you. Hi, David. I will be there the last weekend of May. Hope you're back from Florida and I get to see you. I'm going to be in the park on the 27th, I think. That'll be my next time in the park is the 27th. Palace Adventures, 50 super chats in 1 hour is challenging. Well, I mean, that's the whole point, right? I don't want to make it easy. You know, a challenge is supposed to be challenging. It's a goal. You should raise your bar. Jason, you've already been kind today, so you get that crisp high five, sir. There you go. Thomasaurus Rex, that's a cool handle. Gifted $20, thank you. Going to Epic in November and staying at the Helios. I can't wait to see more fresh baked content from Epic. We're gonna have one day there, and then I've actually got plans. I may be going back again. By the way, the dollar ones don't count. I'm sorry, guys. The lowest thing I could set was $5, so the dollar ones don't count. I'm sorry. But thank you for thinking of me, Ralph and Jason, or whoever that was. I think it was Jason, was it? Yeah, it was Jason. Yeah, so there's a chance that we may Florida trips may become a little more regular. We're going to see how this next trip goes and the one after that. I actually I haven't said this publicly yet, but I bought a season pass. I bought an annual pass for Walt Disney World. So that has sort of lit the fire for me to do a little bit more Walt Disney World coverage. Jason. They don't count, man. They don't count. It's got to be $5. I'm sorry. You don't have to do that, though. I'm not going to ask you to do that. But I think that was the lowest I could set it. I'll check again to see if that's the case. Did I just? Oh no, I don't want to do that. No. Okay. Paolo skipped the $2. Thank you. This is to your. Sorry, guys. Thank you, Palos. Thank you. I appreciate you. Bob Smith, Epic did not look that good. I'm not sure how you could say that and be honest at the same time. I don't see how anybody could not be impressed with Epic as a show, as a place to be and the rides and everything. I don't see how you cannot be impressed. Speaking of Walt Disney World, is that channel going to get more movement? Yes. Yes. I am trying. Yes. Michael Sullivan, get the $20. Thank you, Michael. We are the Knights who say Nishwa. Oh, yes, I've been corrected. I got a lot of those, Michael. I got that I was saying. I mean, I'm not a Frenchman. I want to, because I thought that's, so the little thing is a sh, the little, I don't know what they call that. What do they call that thing underneath the C? I know what the accent grave, and what's the opposite of accent grave? Accent, I forget what they call it. But now I know. So the little thing under the C is a sh. All right. Eminem, get the $2. Thank you. Room for a Star Wars themed Cosmic Rewind at Disneyland. Not at Disneyland, no. Iron Souls, get the $10. Thank you. Epic Universe Mac and Cheese Cone Fund. I mean, yes, thank you. I enjoyed that very much. Accent aigu? Is that right? Oh, it sounds like an S. I thought you were saying sh. Wait, let me go back. Ni swa ah. I thought I saw an H in there, but it's not an H. Ni swa. Okay. Ni swa. Got it. Will out-of-staters tourists like Portos like locals do? I don't know, but I mean, a good tasting treat is a good tasting treat anywhere, isn't it? Plus, I mean, I'm hoping that they're as affordable as the Portos are, that I've been to. Portos is very reasonably priced, and their treats are terrific. They have a wide variety of things. I mean, it's just a great, I love Portos. I gotta say, I love Portos. Dee Dee Williamson, should we be worried about the Matterhorn closing one day and just never reopening? No, probably not. I mean, not in our lifetime anyway. Oh, that's right. The Calgary Flames did start in Atlanta. It was Atlanta Flames, and then they moved to Calgary. You're right. That's right. Maybe that's where I got twisted. I had it reversed. That's right. I remember that now. William Schmidt, someone did a video a while back on a Bantha ride that would cycle Star Wars Land and said it was originally planned for the land when it was built. Are you aware of it? Yes, that's always been known. It was never actually announced as a ride, if I recall. The only thing that we saw was there was one piece of concept art. There was one piece of concept art, and it's actually there's an Art of Galaxy's Edge, which I have the book. Hold on. I think they showed it. They showed it at the announcement, the Galaxy's Edge announcement at D23, and then you can see the art in this book. This is the Art of Galaxy's Edge. But it never happened. It was one of the things that got budget cut. It'll take me a while. I mean, maybe if I can find it on accident. But I'm pretty sure it's in this book somewhere. But that's as far as that ever got. They never actually got to the point where they even planned for it. But if I recall, the queue, the base, the hub for that attraction was going to be where Kylo Ren's ship is now. They decided to do the Kylo Ren thing instead and cancel the ride. I'm probably not going to find it. No. Someday. No, it'll take me forever to try to figure out this book. Okay, so where was I? Thank you to Theme Parks and Things with Johnny for the $5 gift. I was watching a video of yours 8 years ago when you guys did Bugs Land, and it's a shame it had to go. They could have did Avengers Campus in the Simba parking lot. Well, but the Simba parking lot was still dude, they made the right call on Bugs. I know people get nostalgic over stuff like that. And I miss Bugs Land too. I miss Heinlein, and I miss Francis Ladybug Boogie. But they made the right call putting Avengers Campus there. It was the right decision, I think. It was good for business. Gail gets to get the $5. Thank you very much. Donna get the $5. Thank you. I'm going to bag lunch it tomorrow. Here's my $5. Thank you. That says it counts towards the creator's goal. Anyone will join in. Thanks for all you do. Thank you for chipping in. Thank you. Did you try the new nachos at Pim's Test Kitchen? Not yet. I'm going to be doing I did a video about all the summer foods at Disneyland. I'm going to be doing another one of those at DCA at some point. And that's on my list of the things that I want to try are the nachos at Pim's. Josh, David, I saw you in the park and yelled fresh baked. Turns out it was in fact not you, and I scared the crap out of some poor random lookalike. That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, the other day I got a 5 fires and somebody said, "Hey, 5 fires." I get mistaken for every single other vlogger. I get mistaken for it. Winnipeg just scored. All right. What is my cut on YouTube donation? If it's from Android, I get 70%, and then if it's if it's done on a Mac, on an iPhone, I get 70%, and then Apple takes 30% also, so I get about 40% in the end on Apple stuff. I highly doubt anyone has ever called Mr. Cheesy Pop. Well, I'll say this: I look more like Mr. Cheesy Pop than I do. Than I do 5 fires. Shannon McCown gives the $5. Thank you. Just, cuts. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Jesse Pye, I agree. David, Avengers Campus makes way more money on drinks and food. And plus, it's just busier. It's a happening place. Avengers Campus is a place to be. Now, not everybody digs Avengers Campus, and I get that, but DCA is more of a adult party atmosphere than Disneyland is. So Disney got their customer right at Avengers Campus, is what I'm saying. Like I said, I was fine with Bugs Land, but I'm a different customer than the kind of customer that's going to DCA. People want to party and drink and have fun, that kind of fun, like more grown-up fun at DCA than they do at Disneyland. Let me see. If it does it all by itself, let me just check. Hang on. Ready? Okay, I hit the button. Button is pressed. Thanking to Palace Adventures for the $5 gift. With Downtown Disney expanding with shops and restaurants, is Disney still planning on converting Toy Story parking lot to a multi-purpose site? I mean, according to Disney, yeah, that's the concept art that they submitted. So I still think that that's a thing. I walked by somebody the other day, and they never actually followed through on saying hi, but I could hear them talking. They're like, somebody said, Provost, that's Chris, that's Provost. And then the other one's like, wait, no. But it was too late. I was going one way or they were going the other, and they never actually finished. They never said, oh no, that's fresh baked, and came back around or anything like that. But yeah, yesterday I got Chris. Thomasaurus Rex gifted $40. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. I would like to sponsor a fresh baked alcoholic drink review at Epic Universe from the Plastered Owl Bar. Okay. You know what? I was trying to get some folks to get some drinks with me on the last trip. Maybe we'll find time for that on this trip. We have just the one day though, so. But maybe on a future trip, if we don't get it done this week, or next week, we can get it done on a future trip. Thank you to the GG Hot Drops for the $5 gift. Thank you for all you do. Thank you, GG. Very kind of you. I'm going to say thank you for that and thank you for that. Shannon Marie, will Liz and Sophie be with you tomorrow? Just Liz, not Sophie. Sophie's in school. Is it 8 o'clock? Well, I'll be darned. It is 8 o'clock. How about that? Thank you to Nikki Yamanaka for the $6 gift. Are you getting one of those keys for the 70th? I will be probably at some point, but I'm not sure. It probably won't be tomorrow. We have a full schedule tomorrow, and I don't know if we're, I mean, that's probably not a complicated thing to do, but I feel like that's kind of a separate video. So your food is ready. The beignets are ready. All right, and we're ready. Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining us today. I sure do appreciate having that fun and very on conversation topics. I love it that we had a very Disneyland conversation tonight. That makes me happy because that's all I want to do is just talk about Disney with you guys. I appreciate that very much. We'll see you next week. We will not be live. Next week, I'll be in Florida. So there will be no live stream unless I figure out a way, unless I decide to maybe try and go, maybe do it when we're in the park or something. But otherwise, probably plan for there being no live stream next week. So otherwise, thanks for watching, everybody. We love you. Be safe out there. Be kind to one another. Fresh baked.